Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. My name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube, and I use spirit and my intuition and the tarot to communicate energy frequencies to you guys, beautiful, beautiful viewers. If you're new to this channel, welcome, welcome. I am so glad to have you here today. Hopefully you guys stay and subscribe to this channel. And for those of you guys returning, I'm so blessed, so grateful to see you guys again, and cannot wait to get into your reading. So I do feel as though there's a message here needing to be communicated between you and whatever person is on your mind here that's needing to come out, because this is quite an impromptu reading that I was called to do, but it will be kind of a look at you versus your person. So we'll be looking at thoughts, feelings, and desires, or what it is you guys are wanting from the connection, to see if you guys are kind of on the same page or on the same wavelength. So we do have 3 piles to choose from today, although we do have 6 decks because we'll be using 1 deck for you and 1 for your person. So pile 1 is the Secret Tarot and the Morgan Greer. Pile 2 is the Light Seers Tarot and the Sun Moon Tarot. And for pile 3, we have the Starman Tarot and the Tarot of Tails. So sit with this energy, and one of the left or the right is going to sound like your energy. So if neither side sounds like you, then chances are it's not your pile. So you can go check out another one, and it's absolutely fine to not find your person or yourself in the pile today. That's absolutely okay. Like I said, I do feel it is a specific reading we're doing here for someone needing to hear this message. All right, so I will leave the video running for a bit. I will put the timestamp to your pick in the description box and in the pinned comment below, and I will see you at your picks. Bye. Hello, my most beautiful pile 1. You guys picked the Secret Tarot and the Morgan Greer Tarot for your decks. We're looking at you versus your person. I will be calling the left-hand side here your energy, and the right-hand side here I'll be calling your person's energy, okay? But if you find yourself on the right and not the left, then you can crisscross the energy as you see fit, okay? But I do intend on your energy being on the left. Sorry if I said the right. Yeah, left is yours, right is your person's, and you can crisscross it as you see fit. So what are we looking at? We're going to be looking at your thoughts versus your person's thoughts, and then we'll be looking at feelings, your feelings versus your person's feelings, and then we'll be looking at what is your desires in this connection, like what do you actually want from this connection, and then we'll look at what this person wants. So essentially we're looking to see if you guys are kind of on the same page, or if there's any sort of blocks or obstacles going on in this connection. And I have pre-shuffled oracle cards here. I've not looked at them. This is the energy of the connection right here, right now, between you and this person on your mind. So let's ask Spirit for a clear and concise message here for beautiful pile 1 regarding them and the person they came here about, the person on their mind. And please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message, spirits. And thank you so much, pile 1, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm truly blessed. Thank you so, so much. What is pile 1's thoughts in regards to the person on their mind and this connection specifically? What are their thoughts, spirit? What are pile 1's thoughts? Are you feeling these? Okay, so I will be reading reversals. And we'll look at your thoughts first, okay? And then we'll look at your person's thoughts. And then we'll take a look at what's going on here in the energy of the connection. Okay, so what do we have? King of Pentacles in the reverse. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy coming out as confirmation for some of you guys. We have Strength, Leo energy. And we have the 8 of Swords in reverse. Bottom of the deck energy, we have the Queen of Swords. Okay, interesting. Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. So, what are you thinking? Well, I feel your energy is coming here as a Queen of Swords. So you could certainly be in a mind space that's no longer maybe pulling from your emotions, and one who is using your logic in order to make decisions here, maybe in a different way. I am feeling intuitively that maybe at one point in time you might have been in some sort of I don't know, like an energetic pull here towards your person, maybe in a way that wasn't allowing you to lay boundaries or wasn't allowing you to break away from maybe this person. So it could have been somebody who really had a pull on you. Okay, I feel a very strong pull coming from your person here, but I feel as though maybe there was an inability for this person to provide any sort of substance to this connection, structure, commitment, stability, or even have a long-term plan for what they wanted. And they didn't manifest something here in this connection in a practical way. So because this person was incapable of offering something here, I feel like you've had to learn an experience here with engaging with this person, and potentially you're not, I don't know, like I feel like you're not really in some sort of pull, maybe like you were in the past, like really being pulled, magnetically pulled. So I feel like you feel some sense of freedom here. Now, it might be that at one point in time, because I'm feeling with the Strength card, it's like being held back energy I'm feeling here. And so I feel like maybe occasionally and at one point in time, it was very difficult for you to hold yourself back from maybe engaging with this person in a way that maybe you felt you no longer wanted to engage with them, or you wanted to, I don't know, have more control in this connection, I feel, than maybe you had at one point in time. So I feel like your thoughts might have been under some sort of understanding here that was limiting you and your capacity to engage with this person. So what are you thinking? I think you're really thinking like, how can I have the control of remaining in my boundaries, understanding my lessons, learning that I can make the right decisions here, and seeing this person as somebody who is just incapable of having any sort of long-term abundance here or commitment to you. And I feel like there's an experience you had with this person, like you already kind of went down that road or learned the hard way, or you, yeah, like I feel there was a lesson or an experience and maybe several experiences with this person. And then I feel as though maybe some time has passed now for a little bit. Like I just feel like your energy isn't one that's angry, nor is it one that's sitting here really, really hurt, but it's one that has gone through some sort of lesson here that might have been very, very, very painful and has caused you to be very cautious. But I feel there's a sense of freedom here now because I feel like you're in control. I mean, we're always kind of in control, but sometimes when we're in our emotions, we don't allow ourselves to be in control of maybe our actions or what it is that we know is the right thing for us to do. So the stars, Aquarius energy. I'll hide that for YouTube. So you're here because I was going to say, like, this to me seems like somebody who just is, you know, like thinking, well, this person is what it is and was what it was. And so why am I not covering this one? Okay. So I was like, why are you kind of here? But I think you're here if this is your energy, because I feel like there's still some hope maybe in the distant future of maybe working something out with this person, or that this person may in the future understand something about this connection. I feel like there has been a lot of healing done throughout this process between you and this person for you. So let's see. Like, I don't know. I don't even know. Like, I'm not feeling like you're even wanting this person, to be honest. Like, I feel like you're... I mean, sometimes I feel here like maybe you have to hold yourself back from maybe falling back in old ways or thought patterns here. Okay, so this one revealed itself, which is the Knight of Swords. And we're looking at pile number one's person's thoughts. What are pile number one's person's thoughts, Spirit? The one that revealed itself with the High Priestess. Okay, so we have the Devil in reverse. Interesting. Knight of Swords reversed. And the High Priestess in reverse. And bottom of the deck, Six of Wands. So we have Capricorn energy, Pisces energy. Yeah, it's like there was, well, with the Devil here, Devil, sometimes it could be like an obsession, okay, and a very strong, intense sort of connection. I was feeling that in the past, because this is in reverse. So maybe at one point in time, this was very heavy and intense. And maybe there was a very strong pull between you and this person. I feel like with the Devil being in reverse, like this person... might not have the same pull kind of on you. And I think that they're not understanding why this might be. Like there's an energy here with the High Priestess in reverse, like of not understanding and not seeing something. And so I feel like this person, because they don't really know, that it's safe for them to sort of pull away or like keep away or hide away. Because I feel with this Knight of Swords, it's like somebody who might have showed up at some point, and it could be that this person showed up and maybe expected to maybe repeat a cycle, I'm feeling, or that you would react in the same fashion maybe as you might have in the past. And I feel like this person might have got shut down by you, or might have got told what's what, or might have sensed that they didn't have the same control or pull on you. And so I feel like this person pulled away. So now what they're thinking is like they don't understand what's going on with you. I feel like they don't know why maybe that they're pulled to, like they're pulled for, how they used to pull at you, I guess, is not working in the same fashion that it used to. So Six of Wands for me is always kind of an ego card, because it just represents ego to me. So I feel like this person is in an energy here that because they didn't get the reaction, I think, or a response from you, or something that they anticipated maybe as usual from you, it is like they're acting as though it didn't impact them at all. Like it's like they're still in an energy here like it's okay, like I have success here, like I'm not somebody here who is at a loss, or that however you had responded back to this person or reacted to this person, it's like this person hasn't absorbed it fully yet, because they can't sit with that energy as something that maybe would mean that they like got rejected by you. Like they can't sit in rejection in some way. So I feel like this person has like an energy of wanting to win, obviously with the Six of Wands, but I'm not sure just yet if this is like, I don't feel it's over, because I feel like it's like, well, at first the energy feels like as long as I win, and if this person, like you, didn't respond to whatever sort of thing that I was trying to pull you into, it's like I won in some way. But it's like there's a layer deeper here when this person sits with what has happened and actually can do the looking into how they're feeling. I feel like this person is going to have to deal with some sort of ego blow is what I feel. Like I feel like there's a very heavy sort of pretending energy here of not even looking at what has happened between you and this person. It's very interesting. Death. Yeah, like, okay, so Scorpio energy. This is the transformation card. It's when we're having a huge sort of spiritual transformation and having to put a lot of what doesn't serve us behind. And so I feel like this person, yeah, here's the same energy, like the King of Pentacles in reverse. It's like not showing up, not putting an energy here. It's like this person is wearing, like, I don't generally read this as a mask, but it is an ego. It's like this person is fronting right now that they won. So I don't know, like maybe they said something or they did something very rash at the end, because I feel like there is sort of a parting here, okay? I do feel like there's a parting. Something happened, and I feel like it potentially it hurt this person's feelings, and so they might have barked back or snapped back or said something, and then now they're in an energy like, okay, I kind of won that one, or I was victorious in this one, and then they kind of made a quick exit here, but it's like they still haven't processed or looked at the fact that there's something much deeper here that's actually going to impact them when they look at it, because of the fact that they're needing to really transform and change something within themselves, that the ego's kind of blocking and getting in the way of this change. And I feel like this person might have some toxic ways about them that is the reason they're needing to sort of transform out of this. I'm feeling there's so many layers here. Like, one would be, why is this person incapable of showing up here? I think they understand, okay, because we're looking at thoughts. Like, they understand that they couldn't show up or didn't show up. And the death card here is showing up, and it's a major arcana, which is the universe showing us, like, this person has to shed a lot of things that just are no longer working in this person's life. And you have this person kind of in an energy here of like, yeah, like, I won and I got the upper hand, like they're on their high horse, like, look at me. But it's like, it's a complete like lie, and it's a lie to self. But I don't feel like this person knows that they're even lying to self. Like, I don't feel like this person even sees this yet. Like, it's so deep in their subconscious here. I feel like that this is like a protective mechanism. This is a really interesting energy. Okay, well, I think this might make a little more sense as we peel the layers, but I'm not quite sure totally on that. Okay, so let's take a look at the Oracle cards, the energy between you and this person and the connection. So what do we have? We have past life, knowing, deja vu, and past love. Wow, so it could certainly be why we're feeling this really strong magnetic pull, because normally when we're pulled to people energetically, there's a past life connection. Okay, so it could certainly be that this person is a karmic or just a soul person here that's tied to your energy. That's, you guys are having to do some sort of lesson here that needs to kind of flesh itself out. We have a romance. That's that pull. Like, look how intertwined these two arms are here, and they're both like, they have snake skin, which is all about like the healing, shedding of the old. Like, I feel like both of you guys have had to shed certain parts of yourself as a result of having known or loved each other or worked with each other. Like, certain parts of yourself that might be not directly like because of this person, but just having this person, knowing this person, and having whatever connection that you guys have has resulted in big, massive transformation and changes in your life. Same with this person, or at least I feel like it's requiring them to do spiritual transformation and putting an end to certain ways of being. But I feel like this person is needing to really release any toxicity. And I think this person isn't confronting and is kind of in a like they'd rather sit and ignore, distract themselves in some way. Okay, romance. That's really interesting. We have love call. Someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know, letting you know. I feel a very strong energetic bond between you and this person. Like you guys can telepathically communicate with one another, know how each others are feeling here. And separation, yeah, I was wondering, like, why are all these cards so positive? I'm feeling like a strong disconnect here. And yeah, separation, sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, unsure of future. So deja vu, thinking of you and letting you know. Okay, so separation, love call. So there are feelings here. I mean, we're looking at thoughts, but this is like the energy between you and this person. I feel there is a definite pull, magnetic, passionately, and then I do feel there is love here as well. Okay, and there's an understanding and there's an energetic and telepathic bond between you and this person, and I feel like there's constant sort of communication, although I do feel there is a separation going on right now. And I feel like you have put boundaries up and you might have communicated some truth here that's set you free in some way and liberated you from maybe your hold. And maybe you're using your restraint here to just stay away from this person in some way and try to heal and get your life in order here, because I feel there's been lots of change. And I feel whereas as this person, it's like almost like a shock, like you said what you said or you did what you did, and then they reacted in a way, and then instead of really like taking what you were saying or doing and reflecting on it as a result of something they're needing to take action on, it's like they just pulled away and didn't even want to look at it. Like they're still sitting here like, okay, like they did everything right here in some way, but it's not that they think it in a way that's true. It's like it's so surface level. Like I don't even know how to explain it. Like this is just such a weird freaking energy. Okay, so I don't want to confuse you. We're going to look at feelings and then we will pull more as we kind of need to dive into this whole thing, but I think it'll start to kind of make sense here once cards are revealed. I'm going to put these away for now and we'll pull fresh ones here just to kind of look at feelings. But spirits, can we take a look at pile one's feelings towards their person? Can we take a look at pile one's feelings towards their person? Too many here. So we have the Two of Wands, the World, and the Moon. Wow. Okay, so Pisces energy. And bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Cups. Okay, feelings. I'm going to pull one of these for pile one's feelings specifically, Spirit. Pile one's feelings towards their person. What are their feelings? And one of these feelings. What is pile one feeling towards their person? What are their feelings right here, right now? Okay, so we have love call coming out again. Someone expresses love, message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. So interesting. And boundaries. Yeah, I did feel that very much with that Queen of Swords, and you boundaried up. Okay, so let me read your feelings before we get into your person. So I feel like you had to walk away from this person because maybe there was a lot of toxicity here or an experience here, okay? So I do feel you've put your boundary up, but I feel like you're sending them love from afar, but I feel like clearly if this is you, like I said, like you're still thinking of them, you know, and I feel like you want to know how this person is doing because I feel like there's a lot of love here, although I feel like there's an understanding here that you have to close something out in order for you to move on with yourself. And either this person would have shown up and then you could have made a choice here, or this person just didn't show up and now you have to close a chapter here. So I feel like there's knowing you have to do this, working on it, but you're not sure and certain if you're doing it right. Like, you're not sure, is this what I'm supposed to do? Like, am I supposed to walk away from this person for good and like really close this chapter out here? Like, I know you had to do it for your own sort of sanity, but you're not quite sure whether your actions are right, is kind of what I feel here. Like, you're feeling like you know what you have to do in a way, but in another way it's like you're not certain if this is the right thing you're supposed to be doing. Like, just walking away and closing the chapter and moving on. Like, you're not sure how you're going to do this. You're kind of just doing the motions here. For some of you guys, I am feeling distance, okay, like long distance here. Here's the Hierophant. So Taurus energy. I feel like you graduated a level up here. Like, I feel like you're healing, and what I was feeling with the snakes, like I feel like you're coming into a greater awareness of what you value, what commitment means to you, what's going to show you commitment. So I think you're walking into a better understanding version of you, and I think you know that this is right for you, but at the same time you're not sure, like, do you fully close the chapter on this connection with this person here? Lots of naked people running around here. Not here, but here. Yeah, like, you know, because the world's all about closure and successful closure here. But I don't feel like something has closed out fully. And you're not certain, maybe, like, what would really be successful in closing this out so I can move on from this maybe experience, or not thinking of this person constantly. Because I mean, no matter what actions you take, in a way, if this person's energetically in your energy field, it's like, how can you just make a decision to choose something here if constantly you're still energetically with this person's energy? Like, this is kind of what I'm getting. So there is some confusion here. But what I feel Spirit is showing, as well as a side note message here, I think there's still some stuff here in the subconscious we're having to work through before the next phase. And I feel like if you are still under some intuitive knowing that this person has a bigger role to play in your life, and you'd know this, then I feel like Spirit is showing that there is something intuitively here in your subconscious you're needing to work through still, kind of as a final thing, before you can enter the next phase and work with this person, whatever that next phase is here. Okay, so maybe this is why maybe there's still a pull where energetically there's still you're still thinking of them or connected to them. But I feel like this is kind of the major graduation period here. So there's some more work I feel you're having to do here on self. But for the most part, how you're feeling is, yeah, like, I can walk away and I know what commitment looks like. I know what I value. But here we are, like, still not sure. Like, I mean, it's not like you have someone here that's offering you this whole story. So you're not sure, like, is this person ever going to then step up? Like, is this person ever going to be the one here? Or do I just sort of, like, what do I do? Yeah. I feel a very sort of, an energy here of surrender. Like, I feel like you've surrendered to what is here in this connection. But at the same time, you do have boundaries, because I feel like this person has made you feel not very good, and might have overstepped some of your boundaries, or maybe you let up on your boundaries here at one point because of this person, and I don't think that made you feel good. Okay, so let's take a look at your person's feelings then. How's pile number one's person feeling for pile one? How's pile one's person feeling right here, right now? What are their feelings for pile one, Spirit? What are pile one's feelings towards pile one? Thank you so much. We have the Magician, Virgo, and Gemini energy. this one falling kind of sideways-ish. Ace of Pentacles. Okay, that would make sense. And we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse, and we have the Page of Swords. Okay, let's pull 2 oracles. Pile number 1's person's feelings, Spirit. Pile number 1's person's feelings towards, sorry, pile number 1's person's feelings towards pile 1. This one here. Talking, interested, conversing more, awaited message arrives, text, call, email, and hoovering. I think that's what they tried here with the hoovering. Like they probably tried to like either, I don't know, maybe they tried to love bomb you or do the same thing to kind of get you to see them. Trust. Interesting. Okay. Talking and trust. So, feelings. Page of Swords, communication. Talking, communication. Page of Swords is one of actually like opening our mind to try to ask ourselves and be curious about certain things here. So I feel like your person is in the early stages here of having to really trust themselves when it comes to what it is that they want to manifest for themselves. So I feel like these two things are kind of showing me opposite things. Like I feel like this person understands, because we were seeing the Three of Pentacles with the with the thoughts here in reverse. It's like they understand that they were incapable of providing something practical here and offering something in this connection that would manifest this connection. And so it created this imbalance. Okay, so either they were taking more than they were giving in this connection, or they were just incapable of giving to this connection, whatever it was that you wanted. Like this to me is commitment and a lack of commitment. Like you want commitment, lack of structure. So I feel like this person is in the early stages of feeling like, okay, what is it that I want to manifest for myself? But at the same time, I feel like this person here is like learning to trust their own judgment with this. And I do feel at the same time this person wants to reach out and talk to you, because I feel like this person is in the dark about maybe what you're going through or what has happened with you or what's going on with you. So it, in their mind, it's like, once I talk to pile 1 in a way that's not going to be combative, in a way like really like open here and honest, and communicate with them so I can get a better understanding, then I can kind of look at what it is that I want to manifest here with pile number 1, and what it is I can give with pile 1, and what I can't give to pile 1. But I don't know what pile 1 wants, like specifically. So maybe they understand that you wanted some more long game here, but this person might be very amateur in a way of knowing, well, what does that mean? Like, you know, like, what does this pentacle mean? Like, do you want me to offer you like marriage? Do you want me to move in with you? Do you want me to be your roommate? Do you want me to come Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays? Like, this person doesn't understand. And I don't know that you've communicated exactly what this would mean to you. And maybe you did want marriage, maybe, okay, because this is like the Father card, and here's the Hierophant, which represents marriage. But that's not for all of you guys. But for those of you guys who just resonate with wanting more or needing more from this person in regards to stability, I feel like this person doesn't know how much to give and what to give and what you need. And I feel like they're honestly wanting to know this. Okay, this is how they feel. It's like, I want to reach out to pile 1. I really want to know what they want. How much do they want? What specifically do they want? And am I able to do this? Like, coming from a very honest, truthful place here. Okay, but I feel like in their mind, there's this like, this is such an interesting energy, I feel, because I feel like the feelings feel to me very authentic, but the mind feels like there's so much cover up and ego in place, and it could be like a protective mechanism here that this person is using here Okay, let's see. This is really interesting, this energy. Um, let's pull what it is you want, and then we'll pull what this person wants, and then we'll just see if we need to clarify what we need to clarify. So, what does pile number one want in this connection? What are their desires? What do they want specifically from pile one's person? What does pile one want with this person and this connection? Hangman, Pisces energy, Magician in reverse, interesting. And we have the Fool, and then we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. And we have the Ten of Swords. Okie dokie. Okay, sorry, I'm just thinking here because I'm getting like I know a whole new sort of energy coming through here, but I don't know how much is relevant, and I don't want to confuse you guys with the pile, but I was kind of getting like another energy coming through here of somebody here who and if this confuses you, just kind of put things on pause here, okay? But this is for someone who might need to hear it. Like, I feel like there's an energy here that just came in of somebody here who understands that they need to give to a connection in some way, but they were very held back and having to make a decision here in order to choose this connection. They weren't quite sure how to close out a chapter in regards to their own life, their own lifestyle, what they commit to here. And so I feel like this person was really in their own sort of energy field of figuring out like how they can engage in connection and how they can get, I don't know, like resolve things on their own end so that they could become more available, more solid, and commit in a way to this connection. And so they put up boundaries and they were just kind of pulled away here in some way. And I feel like this person is releasing themselves from any limitation that they might have had. And maybe they were really held back. And I feel like this person might be still in some sort of boundaried up control sort of energy. Although I feel like maybe things are loosening up here in some way. But this person is in heavy contemplation about what they need to do and what decisions they need to make in order to provide a level of commitment here. Specifically what they got to actions they got to take in their own life, and it's not very clear for this person. Okay, so now let's go back to the initial reading here. Sorry, that came through. The initial reading here that we went through, looking at your energy. What do you want? Well, I see this person with this Ten of Swords. It's like understanding that something's ended, okay? But it's like, it's one thing to just suffer an ending, but it's another thing to close a chapter and be kind of done, dusted, and finished with something here. So I feel like there was an uncertainty about how to completely close something off successfully, but in the desires here, it's like, okay, so something has ended, something painfully here. It's like, how do I shift myself in a way here that's able to make it so that I'm free from this, like that I don't need to get pulled back into whatever uncertainties this is, you know, like I don't want to sit in confusion. Like I don't want to be in whatever energy that this connection kind of put me in with this Seven of Cups in reverse here, because it wasn't providing me with certainty or anything here. And so yeah, it's like there's more of a self-focused energy here with the Magician in reverse. It's like, I don't care if I have to be mean, if that means that I'm laying a boundary and doing what I need to do in order to heal. But it's like trying to really think about like, what can I do here in order to process an ending, because I'm separated with this person here and it's pretty much over. And yeah, Six of Wands, it's like, so I can have victory, so I can be free of this and move on, you know, like Yeah, I just feel this person's trying to move on now because they're too hurt, or they've experienced something with this person that's is like the proof is in the puddings, but now energetically they're trying to just cut any sort of energetic cords. Now I'm going to go back to that other energy that I was feeling here of somebody who was really self-focused. I still feel this person's energy here of someone self-focused on what it is that they can do in their own life. And I feel like they understand that they have to put an end to certain things within their own world here, if they want to have success in this connection. And they have to not be uncertain, like when it comes to this connection. Like they have to openly choose this connection and actually take a risk and jump into this connection. And I feel like this person does have a lot of fear around giving their power away is kind of what I feel. So it's like, how can I do the best thing here for me? And thinking about that. Okay, so really taking a look so they don't have to dive into too many fears, but do the best thing that they can for the best outcome here that they can. I do feel like this person might have just been like really up in the air and non-committal for quite some time here, okay? But let's go back to your energy. Sorry. So I'm sorry why it's coming out this way. I don't know, but that's how it's coming out. Yeah, devil. Like, look at that. So there's a devil presence in both of your guys' energy. I feel there is mirroring going on here, and this devil is in the upright. It's like still feeling bound, still feeling tied to this energy and knowing, okay, it's over. And that's what I was feeling here. It's like, I know it's over in some way, but I can't choose this other wand. Like I feel really stuck here. Although I'm not waiting for this person, I feel like I can't quite go. So why, there's a lot of confusion. Like, why is this energy here holding me back here, you know? So I feel like you want the freedom. Like what you desire here is like freedom to close what you need to close in order to move on to find commitments, you know? So let's look at this person, because that's actually, no, let's not look at this person yet. I'm going to pull oracles just to see if we can confirm some of this. So pile one's desires. Like, what do they want between them and pile one? What are their desires and their wishes? What do they want to happen here? Karmic relationship, feeling triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go and loving you. Like letting go and loving you. Like, look at this. This is exactly the energy, and this is really difficult for me to read this energy because I don't know. And what's weird is that the way I was reading this was I was on the path of reading your energy, and then that other energy came in. And I feel like your guys' energy with those snakes we were seeing with the romance, we're like doing that dance. Like I feel like there's an energetic intertwining here going on. And when I feel energetic intertwining, like I always say in my readings, it's hard for me to know what's your energy and like your person's when I do readings that feel very blended. And sometimes for you guys too, if you're mirroring each other. So I feel like that energy coming in right away, it's almost like this person's energetically like right up all up in your energy. And that could certainly be this person like coming in, like thinking like, what can I do in my life? What changes do I got to put an end to in order to be successful with pile one, you know, like, but having fears around what they have to close out and not like making the decisions just yet, because I feel like they're still needing to know what exactly this looks like. And the fact that we're seeing magicians coming up, we saw the devil coming up, we're seeing the Six of Wands coming up, like it's all reflected in your person's energy. So I don't know if you have like maybe softer energy than your person, and this person's like just really intense here, and maybe this is why you feel like you just want to breathe a sigh of distance. But energetically it's like there's so much intertwined here between you and this person, and this confirms like this karmic relationship. It's like you guys have some karmic thing that you're having to overcome, okay? And sometimes people get triggered when they see these karmic relationship labels, but anyone we meet is a karmic relationship. Like, we have karma with everyone, okay? So you can have a karmic situation with your twin. You can have a karmic situation with your soulmate. You can have a karmic relationship with just whoever you're kind of involved with here, okay? So you can resonate with whatever soul connection with this person. I just like to call it a soul connection because I feel there's a lesson to be learned here karmically. And so I feel like there's a very difficult bond here that's like you're feeling very stuck because it's like I can't break the bond until the karmic lessons learned. But if this person isn't wanting to provide any sort of structure here, when you're coming up with the Hierophant and the King of Pentacles in reverse, it's like then you have no choice but to kind of move on. But how do you move on when this person's like energetically hijacking you in some way? So one more, we have fire. Look at all this passion. This is Four of Wands for me, and Four of Wands sometimes could signify the twin flame connection or the soulmate connection again, or soul connection with the Four Wands, okay? Specifically twin flame for me with the 1111. So fire coming out. And I was pulling for the desires here. Like, I feel like you're in an energy here that I really feel it's a surrender energy, and you might have been really pulled to the passion with this person at some point in time, but I feel like your passion or your desire and your hopes are really now leaning towards figuring out the best way to like burn what you need to in order to just close this chapter and move on. Like, what lessons do we need to learn here? What do you need to let go of? Like, if you're supposed to continue with this person, like, how is this supposed to happen? Like, I just feel like this fire is like, it's out of your control. Like, you're not sure, and you just want to allow things to burn that need to burn and not get hurt in the meantime here, or not make things last longer than they need to. So let's look at what this person, your person, wants. Okay, what are their desires then? What is pile number one's person's desires? What do they want from pile one and this connection specifically? So we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. What does pile one's person want right here, right now? We have Judgment in reverse. What does pile one's person want? Page of Wands. So page is communication. I think this person really wants to talk to you. And another page, Page of Cups in reverse. So this person is really frustrating, okay? I will pull oracles in a bit, but what do I see? This person, it's like, it's totally the energy I was picking up here. It's like if you open up and make a safer place for this person to express themselves, it's like they might give you a little bit, but they still don't give you the full story. But it's like if they feel you're defensive or like guarded in any way, or that something's not going to go their way, they completely like pull away or shut back and don't even want to look about it. So this is why communication is important to them. It's like, but I'm not saying like this person is going to communicate and pour their heart out. What I feel this person's communicating is like coming around, hoping that you talk to them, like wanting communication from you, like wanting to understand, you know? And this is the communication that's going to say to them, it's like, it's a very kind of, I'm feeling almost like a little bit of a selfish energy, because it's like, depending on what you say, then depends on how I show up. And it's like, but this person still isn't willing to express their emotions, like come forward and like say, I'm sorry, or like, this is how I'm feeling, or, you know, share their feelings with you, because they haven't done the inner reflection that they're needing here. Well, with Judgment, I mean, this is really us sitting with every experience that has happened between the two of you guys, and then sitting with the truth and having to acknowledge and deal with it. It's like this person doesn't want to see and sit with it. They'd rather just not do that, and they'd rather just like get information from you as it comes and then react to it. I'm feeling a very reactionary type person, because it's like what I was saying here was like, if you say, well, I just want to spend more time together, it's like, okay, I can do this, right? And so then this person, like, whatever, spends more time with you. But it's like, they'll give you like little bits here. Like, okay, so you're like, well, that's not kind of what I meant, like to call me, you know, like maybe one extra time. And this person's like, you said you wanted more time, so I gave you more time. It's like, but I don't know. It's like this calculated sort of trying to give you what you want at the minimalist bits to keep you happy. I don't know. This is a really screwed up energy. I'm sorry, like calling a person screwed up, but I don't understand. Like, okay, let's pull some oracle cards here. Like, what do they want? Because what I see them wanting is like, yeah, like if I find out more about what pile one is feeling, thinking, and how they're going to react to me and engage with me, then I can plan and manifest and work that into what's best for me in some way. And of course we need to work in what's best for us, but it's like this person's not even willing to like compromise anything. And it's like if you're have a boundary here, it's like this person already has their backup. Like they're not even wanting to give a little drop here unless you're, you know, a safe sort of place for them to feel like they can go back to maybe old energies or take advantage or just, I don't know, like pull the wool over your eyes in some way. Like, I don't know. I don't see deceit, but I'm feeling that. So let's see. Okay, what is pile one's person wanting from pile one in this connection? What do they want, Spirit? Please, clear and concise. Help me channel this message. It's very interesting energy. Coffee cup. Meeting, conversing. Yeah, like savoring the moment, feeling uplifted. Like this person wants to be in your energy. And they want, like with all this heavy energy, they're like, oh yeah, like let me sit here with pile one and just feel the energy here so I can converse. But it's like, it's you giving information to this person and then picking energy and utilizing it as they see fit. And then because they want you in their energy field, it's like they can throw you a bone, or if it's something they're capable of doing or manipulating in a way, if you say you need something from them, and then spinning it in such a way and saying like they're capable of giving you something too, you know. But in the meantime, it's like, no, like this person should just be giving because they want to give or express how they're actually feeling, if that's how they feel. Or if they want to talk to you, then they should talk to you, not like just come around you and hope you talk to them first. And if you don't, then just kind of pull back in some way until the next time, sort of thing. But yeah, meeting, conversing, savoring the moment, and feeling uplifted. I feel like you really energetically sort of charge this person. So let's see. How is pile number one's person? What are they wanting? Like, what are their desires here with this connection? Like, what do they even want from pile one? Spirits. So this is an interesting thing. We saw the karmic connection lesson. I feel like this person is being pulled by spirits to experience this karmic lesson here, okay, with spirits here, in order for them to understand this exact thing of how they are with people and how they engage. And sometimes it's hurtful because it's like, well, you don't want to be just used and abused in some way. But I feel like with the snakes, again, that were intertwined, there was a lot of healing that you were needing to do. And from the beginning, I felt like there's a history here of what you had to learn of self, and maybe, you know, how to lay boundary, or how to experience more wisdom, or how to be more controlled and maybe stand up for yourself, or how to go through something like this and be able to manage and trust your own self in some way. And this person, I feel like they're really having to make, like the death card, like really spiritually change a big shift here about how they are, because they're so removed. And this is why I'm having a really difficult time here reading for this person. Like, I don't know, for those of you guys who've been here for a while, it's like I'll have a very difficult time reading for someone who I don't really energetically sort of can resonate in that level. Like, I feel this person is so removed from their intuition, and like so removed from even wanting to listen to their inner self. And I don't know if it's like what it's really so fully stemming from here so much, okay, because we're not doing like a deep dive into this person and understandings. But if you resonate with this being how they act, it's elusive type person who you can't quite, I don't know, it's like they get spooked so easily, and They're not wanting to do anything deep within themselves to better themselves. And then they're still wanting to receive from you in some way energetically to make them feel better, but it's like no responsibility or accountability. Like, it is fairly immature. Like, I feel an immature energy here, spiritually and in connection, and also selfish. And yeah, and the fact that they were hijacking on your energy read here, like, that was weird. But I did feel like this person was looking within their high self as to what in their life are they having to really close out, like, in their lifestyle, and if they're really capable of committing to a long-term vision here in a connection as a whole, because I feel like this impacts this person more than just the connection, like, with you. It's like they're really having to look at self, and if it's not with you, then it's like in any connection, like, is this person ever able to have a long-term vision of commitment? Like, all of these questions are coming up with that Page of Swords, that this person is wanting to figure out for their higher self and sit with, but their surface self is sort of very reactionary. And I am feeling as well that this person, like, I see like waves in a way, because I feel like if this person gets spooked or if something happens, it's like you'll get one side of this person. And then what I was getting from the feelings with the trust, it was like they were genuinely wanting to come forward in a genuine way to have some sort of like communication, again, more pulling on your energy to find out how you're feeling. But it's like it is coming from a good place, but then the minute they feel threatened or they feel like they're going to hear something that might impact how they're going to feel about what you're going to say here, or push them outside of a comfort zone of how they are, and then it's like, then this person jumps into a non-authentic type way, like, so those are the waves. And then they could come back maybe and feel very genuine. And especially if you could read energy, it's like, okay, this person seems genuine, they seem nice, they seem like they're wanting to be open. But then if you are authentic with them and want to do some sort of conflict resolution and come down to the bottom of it, like, you guys have to have an open dialogue. This person does not know how to do this, and they just kind of shy away, and then they leave you with like questions. So yeah, this is an interesting energy. So I'm just gonna pull like 3 oracle cards here, kind of as future energy. Future energy between pile 1 and their person. Can we take a look at future energy for pile 1 and their person? Future energy, spirits. What does pile 1 need to know? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1. Thank you so much. Soulmates, great connection and relationship. Oh my goodness. Interesting. There's definitely a soul tie here, okay? So if you guys can figure out your lessons here, there could be a potential here for a great connection is what Spirit is showing. But I feel like, yeah, like, I don't know. It's, I feel like this person, which I feel certainly could be your energy, is like really evolved. So I don't know how this could be a great connection, but again, I'm not gonna here to pass any judgment, but it's like this person has quite a bit of work to do. Passion, insane chemistry, like each other equally and having fun. Yeah, lots of passion. Definitely, because the devil's been there since the get-go. So in the future, there's passion, chemistry, you guys liking each other equally. We see great connection and relationship, so certainly looking like potential here. Spirit, far future here for pile 1. Like, what's going to happen between pile 1 and this person? Wow, that one went flying. Healing. Oh my goodness, yes. So, pile 1, I'm sorry this reading was, I don't even know who's going to resonate with this reading, though. It's all over the place, but I stand behind what I was feeling here. Like, I feel like this was a healing thing, like the karmic thing with the snakes and you going through something. And then this person, it's like so healing, although very painful. Like, look at this broken heart and like lots of tears here. And I feel like in order for there to be a great connection and relationship, I feel like the passion is there, you know, the desire and the love between the both of you guys. I feel it here, but I just feel like there's so much healing that needs to be done here that for me to say like, okay, you guys are going to be like these soulmates happily ever after, and here you are in this like prison of finally like having to close the door to find peace here and having the control of self. Like, this is all good things because you're moving forward. It's like, focus on yourself, keep healing. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to look at, this subconscious thing. There's one more subconscious thing here. I think that's keeping you from closing this door. Okay, and also what I wanted to say was sometimes when we're in these karmic lessons, it's like no person, not even a tarot reader or whatever, could tell you what your thing is if it's something you're needing to learn. And even if I did tell you what it is, you wouldn't really understand it on a soul level to heal it, because that's part of the healing. It's like you have to understand your healing in order to graduate past closing karmic lessons, okay? And this is one thing here that I feel like you're still healing. And then, I mean, we're always healing, so it's not then you're done, but then you close this chapter to a big phase, you know, and then you open up a new chapter. And I feel like the new chapter could certainly involve this person, but not in the energy they're in, because I feel they're very, 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 very skittish, and they're nowhere near healed where I feel your energy is. So Spirit, can we just pull one for the subconscious healing here for pile 1? Like, what's hidden here in the subconscious that they're unaware of, that they're needing to deal with successfully in order to close out a chapter? It could just be the full healing 3, the full 4, the full like we've surrendered, but I feel like there's, yeah, one more sort of step here to pull the trigger in order to really close a chapter out. And I feel like once that's done, then energetically things shift. But let's see. So we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. We have the 3 of Wands. And we have the 3 of Cups. And we have the 9 of Cups. So what Spirit is saying in the subconscious here, okay, there's a need here for you to completely, like, you've surrendered, but it's like no longer be pulled by this person's passion, by this person's whatever games, if you want to call it. I don't feel they're actively playing games. I think they're just, that's how this person is. And it comes out as games, and it comes out very painful for you. So it's like not to pursue this, and to pursue only where there's expansion for you, only where there's growth for you, only where you see what it is that you want. Like, get moving towards what you want. Like, if it's commitment you want, get moving towards that. If it's like you have to move towards this in order to close out a chapter here, okay? And what I feel is Spirit is saying, when you do this, you find your emotional fulfillment, but that's a potential here for a 3 of Cups, like a reunion, a reconciliation, a coming together here, because you finding your own emotional happiness allows, because you guys have a soul tie, this person to experience healing within their own soul, to energetically heal, work on themselves, to come together with you with an understanding of what they've worked towards in order for you guys to connect on a spiritual level of understanding, okay? But I feel like, yeah, like you're gonna have to focus obviously on moving yourself towards a 9 of Cups, and not someone here who is not giving you this 9 of Cups, okay? So if you're having a difficult time doing this, Spirit is saying, like, this is your network of friends. This is getting back out in the dating scene. Like, if that's what you need to do, like, don't question that, you know? And I don't know, like, it might be hard for you if you have a soul connection with somebody, but that's what Spirit's showing. And, you know, it might be just a matter of time before you're able to allow yourself to do this. But, I mean, what are you going to do? Wait for this person years and years and years? I don't know. Like, it may not even be this long, but I just feel like there's a lot of healing that's needing here, okay? So this is what I see, pile 1. I hope this made sense to somebody. I knew these readings were going to be interesting because of how I was being called to do these, and I don't feel I've read this energy I don't feel I've read this energy here on this channel. Okay, so I will see you soon. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile number 2. My cat decided to join us for this reading. If you picked the Sun and Moon Tarot and the Light Seers Tarot, we are looking at you versus your person, and we will be using these 2 decks. So what I do intend, once the cat moves out of the way, is your energy to be on the left and your person's energy to be on the right. So you can crisscross energy. If I say this is you and it sounds more like your person, then crisscross it. But we're looking at your thoughts, then we'll look at your person's thoughts. Then we'll look at your... Lucy, stop. We'll look at... I'm just going to move him down because he's distracting me. Get down. Okay, so we're looking at your thoughts, your person's thoughts, your feelings, your person's feelings, and then your desires or your wants in this connection, and then your person's wants and desires in this connection. Now, I do feel as though this reading might be a little interesting here because pile 1 was quite interesting, and I feel like there's a need for this message to come out in some way for someone. So I don't necessarily know that I've read for these energies that I'll be reading for today. So bear with me as I go through the energy and try to make sense of some of this, okay? So we're looking at pile number 2, and what are their thoughts regarding the person on their mind? What are their thoughts right here, right now? What are they thinking about when it comes to the person on their mind? Spirits, please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 2. And thank you so much, pile number 2, for allowing me to tap into your energy and the energy around you at this time. I'm truly blessed. Thank you so much. All right. So we have the Page of Wands. We have Strength. Interesting, because I was in the exact same spot for pile 1. Leo energy coming through. And we have the Fool, and the bottom of the deck energy, we have the Ace of Swords. I don't read bottom of the deck in reverse. Ace of Swords. Under that, we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay, so we won't pull your person's... thoughts just yet. But let's take a look at yours, if this is yours that you resonate with. So what's going on here? Well, there's definitely a push-pull type energy here. And there's a contemplation here in regards to, yeah, like going after it, like really thinking about going after this connection, despite maybe having fears at some point, or not knowing. I guess the not knowing would be like a fear of not knowing whether it would work or not. But I do feel like with the Wheel in reverse, and under that we have the Page of Cups. Yeah, it's like the thoughts here is like, I don't know whether this is going to work out, and I don't know exactly how much I'm supposed to do here other than just show up. Like, how much involvement is the universe kind of getting involved here, and what has to be done, and like how much involvement, or what is it exactly that I'm supposed to be doing here? Like Major Arcana, Major Arcana, Major Arcana. And the fact that this is in reverse, it's like something's stuck. But I feel like this person's understanding, like if they want to go after it, they have to do something. Like the universe doesn't just push them. Like they have to actually take action here. So there's a recognition of this, but there's also like, then what? Like they don't know where this is going to lead to. They take a risk, they take a jump, but there's like fear and, okay, then what exactly am I supposed to be doing here? And, you know, just because I have these feelings, and I feel like we're not seeing feelings yet, but the thoughts here is understanding that they have an attraction to you. Okay, with Page of Cups, so it's not a very, I'm not feeling very deep sort of feelings. I see 2 pages here, so I mean, pages are kind of more young energy, so it could certainly be young love or early stages of love, and still a lot of excitement here with the Page of Wands, and wanting to communicate and wanting to explore and that sort of an energy. And yeah, like I feel there's a truthfulness, a youthfulness coming from this person wanting to take a chance and a leap, but maybe something they feel is stuck or it's not moving or hasn't been moving in a while, and they're maybe wondering why hasn't it been moving. So they're understanding that maybe it's not moving because I'm not doing anything here that I'm supposed to do in order to get things on track. Like if I like this person, I might as well, you know, move. Okay, just give me a second. My cat's scratching. Okay, you might hear scratching because he doesn't know if he wants in or out. So if he scratches, he scratches. Let's look at your person then, okay? Unless, of course, this resonated as your person, but I'll be reading this right as your person. What is your person's thoughts? What are the pile number 2's person's thoughts about this connection? What are they thinking when it comes to pile number 2? And what are pile number 2's person's thoughts, spirits? We have 9 of Cups, happiness. Wow, that's a very strong energy. 5 of Swords, defeat. Okay. And we have the 8 of Wands. And we have the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. Bottom of the deck, King of Wands. We'll flip that around. And High Priestess under that. So we have Pisces, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. This is also like a push-pull energy. I don't know. Maybe you guys are still in an early stage of a connection where there's a lot of push-pull or fighting with control, or maybe control within self, not knowing, because it's still early, like how much to show up or not. Like I feel like this person is, like these are 2 polar opposite energies here. 9 of Cups, like being emotionally fulfilled. And then this is like a self-defeating sort of energy here, like self-sabotage. And with this, Lucy, and with this, there's forward movement and communication, and this is like giving up sort of energy. So these 2 are opposites as well. So there's a push-pull sort of dynamic going on in this person's mind, although I feel like I am going to pull a clarifier here for the 5 of Swords, but what I'm really feeling here is like this person is really in their mind about like, if I recognize that this person makes me emotionally happy, and if I fall for this person, it's like this could potentially lead to a 5 of Swords situation at some point in time. So this could be just like conditioning, you know, like if things don't work out, if we don't get along, if we start to have conflict, then this person's like thinking like, okay, what then? Like, so do I communicate to them that I want to move forward, that I want, that they give me emotional happiness right now, or do I just not even bother here because it may end up in a 5 of Swords? Like some people don't get into connection anticipating, you know, defeat already, but at the same time, it's like if you make them happy, then I don't necessarily know why this person is so conflicted about moving forward and about telling you how happy you make them feel here. Yeah, it's like this King of Wands is all about taking action and going after what he wants. My cat is just wild right now. You're wild, aren't you? Can you stop? Stop. Just give me a second. He likes to play with that. Okay, so this is all about luck, this little ladybug here. And we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is luck. Okay, so King of Wands goes after what he wants. And it's like the High Priestess is the unknown or the hidden. So it's like this person is not knowing whether they're supposed to move forward here or they should. It's like, should I communicate how I feel and move forward and just like go after it? Or should I just surrender and not even put in the energy or the effort into this because it may end up in defeat anyways? So maybe this person, they're thinking like, is bringing me happiness now, but what about later? So do I move forward or do I not? So I think this person is like, is in some sort of back and forth energy, conflicted about it. So let's pull energy between you and this person overall for the connection right here, right now. What is the energy between pile 2 and their person? What is the energy between pile 2 and their person right here, right now, Spirit? What is the energy between pile 2 and the person on their mind? These, I've got 2 of those and one of these. It feels to me like a fairly fresh connection. That's what it feels like to me. But this person seems a little bit more willing to jump in here, and this person seems a little more hesitant. It's kind of what I see, but I don't see a lot of, I mean, we see the 5 of Swords, but I don't see a lot of history here, and I don't see a lot of conflict or anything like that yet. Like, it's not showing up in this way. Gossip, neighbors, small talk, grapevine. Neighbors is really standing out here. It's like, I'm getting, do you know this person through like a group of people? Like, if you know this person because they are intermingled in your group or in your community or something like that, this could be what's coming up, is like, could cause a conflict here. And that might be of a concern with this person in communicating and moving forward in this connection. And unsure whether they should chase up. Like, there's no question that this person feels for you and they know you'd be emotional happiness for them. And there is passion here for you, but I think they're thinking in a practical way here if things don't work out. Like, what happens, I guess, with the community of people or the friends. Yeah. Okay, but I still feel this is still fairly new for me. Okay, forgive. So I feel like this person isn't sure if something goes wrong or if something doesn't work out here, then how could they integrate themselves back into whatever friend group or community of people, you know, like, I feel this is really strongly. So if this message isn't resonating for you guys, then this might not be your pile, but we'll see. It's like they're really concerned with when things go sideways, when things aren't always happy, and if they don't flow the way they're, you know, like, not everything always flows 9 of Cups, then what? Like, then what's going to happen in this, like, with this community and between you and this person? Like, maybe you guys are family friends. Maybe you have like a greater impact on how people could perceive this person if, let's say, things don't work out, and then you impact how people might perceive this person afterwards if you don't, I don't know, if you don't find happiness with this person and it doesn't work out. Karmic relationship, fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, and loving you. So interesting. This must be the Knight of the Karmic. So karmic relationship is pretty much everyone and anyone, because we have karma with everyone, okay? So it doesn't necessarily mean the label here is anything significant. Anyone we have a soul contract with, okay? It could be your twin flame, could be your soulmate, could be anyone, friendship, whatever it is that we have a karmic relationship with, because there's a lesson to be learned here. So I feel like there is a lesson to be learned here with this karmic relationship. Like, you're meant to understand and go through lesson here with this person, but I'm feeling there's more turmoil and triggers happening here within this person than I am feeling any over here with you. And maybe this is why, like, you're here is like, you know, you want to get clarity around why are things not moving. Because I mean, you're feeling excitement, you're kind of ready to jump in here, but you're like, well, then I guess I got to take action. Like, why aren't things moving? And they're not moving. I feel they're kind of stuck here because this person has this sort of dichotomy of, but I feel this way, but then what if it doesn't work out? And so they're having to overcome this sort of understanding. Golden mirror, self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, and love bombing. So I think we throw narcissist around way too often, so don't get too thrown off by the word so much as, one, I feel with the golden mirror that this person is certainly having to, like, this karmic lesson here is making this person really take a look at themselves, okay, and really having to learn about what do we choose here, like, with this one-sided relationship. Like, are we going to not choose a relationship based on, what could happen, and if you could not forgive them over something, how would that make this person feel, and would that oust them out of some community? Like, there's a lot of this, like, self energy that this person's having to overcome and see within themselves in order for them to learn about love, relationship, and themselves and how they love. Love bombing is standing out as well. I don't know that this person has love bombed you. They might have, but I don't know. I feel like this energy is showing it. So it's like this person might be contemplating, like, do I just come forward and express this, to pile 2? But I feel like they haven't done this yet. So there might be a plan here to do this if they decide that they want to, but I feel like they're still not quite there yet. So let's take a look. We're going to look at feelings. So it'll be interesting. Okay, so let's look at pile number 2's feelings for their person. Spirit, can we look at pile number 2 and how are they feeling about the person on their mind? What are pile 2's feelings about this person that they came here about? So we have Tower. Wow. Okay. We have Chariot in reverse. Yeah, something stuck. That was the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Now we're seeing the Chariot in reverse. So maybe this person just stopped talking to you. Like, maybe with the love bombing, it's like everything was good and you guys were like moving along and you thought they liked you and like they were showing interest, and then it's like, why all of a sudden did it stop? And I feel like it's kind of like not you personally, it's they got triggered by a what if, and so I feel like they stopped talking or stopped moving in this connection, and maybe this really like surprised you. So I think you're feeling like shocked that I thought things were moving along, like I thought this person liked me or they love bombed me or told me such, and now they're being distant or not talking or cold or pulled away. Yeah, it seems like that type of an energy. Death, oh my goodness, and rebirth. So feelings, and here we have 3 of Pentacles. I'm gonna pull some oracles as well, but like I feel like this and this is quite crazy. Like, this is all major arcana cards. So for some of you guys, this pulling away and the fact that we saw this karmic relationship, which again is a soul connection, if this person and you resonate with this person potentially being like a twin flame, what happens is they trigger a spiritual awakening within us. This is what this is showing me, okay? All this major arcana. It's like all of a sudden this person who was whatever, it was perfectly fine, it was going along great, and then all of a sudden there's like something that happens here where this person becomes unavailable, or just for whatever reason it triggers us, okay? And we saw triggers with that other little card there, I don't know which card it said triggers, but so it could have triggered some sort of spiritual awakening within you. Like, this is quite deep, like feeling like what exactly is going on here, like, and willing to like do whatever sort of you're needing to do here in order to grow, in order to, I don't know, like make yourself available here in a connection with someone. But I feel like it's still fairly new, but it doesn't matter how new so much as it is how it impacted your soul. And with the golden mirror, it's like when we take a look or energetically engage with our twin, it's like an instant match that triggers a spiritual awakening. And I feel like this is what's happened here. So this is very strong, and I think it's left you in a lot of confusion here. Look at all this major arcana. And so I think you're like a very simple energy here. Like, I'm willing to work on this. I'm willing to show up. I want to create something here, but I don't know what is going on here with this person and why things have stopped. So what I feel is going to happen here is definitely a long journey, but there's a need for you then to integrate and discover parts of your shadow self and do a lot of work on self, spiritual transformation and growth on this journey path, okay? Like, if you're resonating with being on this journey, because that's all part and game of this whole thing. And if this is not your twin, I feel as though the same would apply to being very shocked about why it stopped and saying, okay, like, if this person comes back, like, we can start anew. Like, let's just put it behind us. And like, you know, like, you're willing to give this person another chance and like start at the drawing board in order to work with this person, so you can come together and create something with this person. Like, I feel like your heart's in a really good place. Like, you're fairly open. Spirits, can we please get, that's too many. Can we please get pile number 1 and their feelings for the person that came here about? Can we please get a little more clarity around pile 1 and how they're feeling about their person? Addiction, codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block and restraint. Okay. If this isn't triggered your spiritual awakening, I don't think that this pile is for you. I feel like this is a twin flame reading I'm doing here, and this is early stage, and God bless your soul, because you're in for quite the journey here. Like, with this obsession, it's like you might have known this person for less than, you know, a ham sandwich. And now there's this obsession, but the obsession is a trigger within the soul that's caused by meeting your twin. And if you don't resonate with the label so much, it's like this, the soul gets triggered by soul recognition from someone, and they have to overcome their triggers, and you overcome your triggers. This person's trigger is having to overcome some sort of community thing that might impact how they're perceived, but I don't think they were triggered yet as much as I feel you're kind of the instant triggering here for yourself, meeting this person. Yeah, like, look at, oh my gosh, you guys, this is my 1111 card, which is twin flames. Okay, and this obsession and this fire is like passion, and we have addiction here. I just feel like you're having to really figure out like what the heck is going on with this person, and I feel like it's a burning desire to figure out how to get back onto this thing. But I do feel like you've been triggered into some sort of spiritual awakening here with a twin, a soul person. Okay, so thanks for confirming, spirits, what that looks like. Let us then pull this person's feelings, because that'll be interesting. Spirits, pile number 2's person. What are their feelings? What are the pile number 2's person's feelings right here, right now? What are their feelings towards pile number 2 specifically in this connection? What are they feeling? I feel this person is a self-sabotager, is what I'm seeing now. And they could certainly be using an excuse of surface things, such as what will the community think, or what will, but it's like a defense mechanism here to not have to explore deeper parts within themselves, which gets triggered. And with that golden mirror and that narcissist, because narcissist gets thrown around when everyone is partially narcissistic tendencies within themselves. So I do feel with twin flames, though, it's generally an empath and somebody who falls heavily in a narcissistic type energy. As I drink my tea. And this is why twin flame connections get a lot of I guess, wrath, if you will. I don't know if that's the right word, in the spiritual community, because the understanding is someone's a narcissist, so just leave them or put it in your boundaries and move on. But these spiritual connections are very complex, and we're all narcissists. And when we pass judgment on anybody, period, narcissist, not narcissist, doesn't matter. And when we pass judgment, we're not acting out of a place of heart consciousness. Okay, so heart consciousness is Christ consciousness. We love everybody and we do not pass judgment, no matter who the person is, because only God and Creator can pass judgment. It is not our position to pass judgment, because that would mean that we think we know more, and that would be spiritually not right to believe that we're more ascended or know more or in a greater position to judge another. Okay, so anyway, I don't know why I felt like I had to say this, but I did feel I had to say that. Okay, so let's look at this person's feelings. 10 of Wands in reverse. Oh my goodness. 10 of Swords in reverse. Wowzers. And the Star in reverse. So this is really heavy energy. Like, I feel like this person just might have went ghost or just stopped all of a sudden, is what I feel. Okay, 2 tens, talking about an ending here, but it's not over, as we know. Like 10 of Swords in the reverse is like, it didn't end, although it might feel like it's ended because this person might be completely pulled away. I think like this person just, yeah, like they also got triggered in a way. I don't feel it's like in the soul the way you did in this like twin flame awakening, if you will, because this is minor arcana here, but this is like having this connection is kind of had a domino effect with this person, and really having to sit with this sort of thought. Like they're really feeling this push-pull energy, so they had to pull away, or call it quits temporarily, I guess, here, because they couldn't know more. Like with this 10 of Wands, like they couldn't continue the way it was going without getting triggered even more. Like they had to pull away. They had to end it for now. Like they had to, like the straw broke the camel's back. And we can think that, oh, they didn't have to do that, but the soul lesson here is that this is part of their lesson, like going as far as they can, and then there's always like a period of no contact or less contact in order for there to be soul growth and reflection. Okay, so I feel like this person is thinking that maybe there's no hope here in you guys potentially coming together if this person can't figure out this thing that's got them stuck. Okay, like this push-pull in their mind that they have going on, that they're at battle with. Like they feel like, if I can't show up, or if I can't decide here, if I can't get back on with pile number 2, like they're just gonna forget about me, and I might as well like just come to terms with the fact that there's no hope that we could get together here. But this person is still processing like the fact that they're pulled away. They're still processing the fact that they're not made available here to you. And I do feel it's causing this person to have to reflect and heal certain parts within themselves as well. Okay, but this is, like I said, more of a spiritual awakening, whereas this is like healing certain parts because we're triggered, which is also part of the process. 4 of Wands here again. Yeah, twin flames coming out for me like a lot. So the 4 of Wands is union and coming together. And in reverse, it's like it didn't happen. Like you guys couldn't come together, couldn't create union here, because there's still healing and there's still a process and a journey you guys are having to go through before you guys can create together. So I'm going to pull some oracle cards here for, what was the 4 of Cups? Yeah, like this person definitely got triggered into having to do healing and reflecting, and so they might have pulled away and rejected. Okay, because this is like 4 of Cups, like not accepting the cup that the universe is offering to us, and you could have offered love to this person, and they're more focused on the thing here that, what if, you know, like the self-sabotage in some way by putting all the energy in what will people think if this doesn't work, and making all of these reasons why they shouldn't. So now they're unhappy here because they know that you're emotional fulfillment. They know they want to communicate with you and move forward with you, but that's not what's happening. They did the opposite here. they probably ghosted or called it quits or said they couldn't or just stopped. And now they're like miserable here with this Four of Cups. You know, like they're focusing on the things that didn't work. Meanwhile, they could have just agreed to have union, come together and create. But it's not that simple because healing needs to be done and your spiritual awakening is underway. So pile number 2, my goodness, this reading. Okay, let's take a look at what do you want? Like, what are your desires here in this connection? What do you want from pile number 2's, your person? What does pile 2 want from their person? What are their desires? What do they want to happen with pile 2? 9 of Pentacles. The Moon in reverse. And Three of Wands. Under the deck, Ace of Swords again. Okay, so did I read the signs, you guys? Yeah, Cancer, Scorpio, Leo, Pisces, Aquarius, and that's all I see so far. Okay, so let's also pull some oracles. What does pile 2 want from their person? What do they want? Not today. Not dealing, hurt, avoiding conversation, call, person, boundaries, still angry. Okay, let's pull one of these. Fear, which says leer instead of fear. Okay, so what do I feel? Well, I feel like I feel as though for sure like you're wanting to engage with this person. Like you want to move forward with this person. But I feel like what they did might have left you shocked and hurt and perplexed. But I feel like the anger is nothing compared to the pull I feel you have towards this person and trying to get things to work here. Although I feel as though this to me is showing like you're like with this avoiding a conversation, call, or person. I feel like you feel this person is avoiding you either on purpose. You're not sure if they're trying to hurt you, and you're still understanding like what are the boundaries and the rules of this game, like what exactly is going on in this connection, because I feel like this triggered fear within you of not knowing and you wanting to come out of not knowing. Like you want to know, like, did they just not like me? Like, why all of a sudden did it not move? Why all of a sudden did it stop? Why all of a sudden did they just not connect with me out of the blue one day? And so I feel like what you're wanting is like, you want to be successful. You want to make things happen here in this connection. You want to expand and to grow and to be healthy and to understand things from a clear point of view here. But in order for you to gain an understanding, like this person has to sort of fill you in, and or so you feel they need to, right? Because I mean, sometimes we don't need closure and we could just close the door, but I feel like you can't because now your soul's been triggered in some way here. 10 of Swords, yeah, like why did it end the way that it did? Or why did this person just cut things off or stop things? So I think your biggest fear here could potentially be just this person completely not coming back and communicating to you why they pulled away as they did. And you maybe not sure, you know, how can you go on your merry way again and be like single and happy and independent apart from this person and pretend like nothing's happened? Like, I feel like this is almost asking for an impossible here, because that's that obsession. It's like, I can't go back to just being my single independent self here, having everything I need, when now I understand that there's something that I've experienced here with a person that's rocked my subconscious in some way that I'm needing to do. And there's a lot of needing to look in within shadow here in order to transform. This is part of the soul journey in order for you to expand in some way here, okay? But in the connection, I feel like, yeah, you're wanting clarity, you're wanting expansion, you're wanting to get out of any uncertainty that this person might have put on this connection. And where do you stand? Like, are you going to have success here with this person? And if not, like, what happened here? So let's pull. I'm going to put these back because I like reusing them when I redo, but I'm going to pull. Okay, my cat wants to go out now. He's looking at me. I'll be right back. All right, so let's take a look at the person you came here about for pile number 2, and what do they want? And what are their desires? So we have the Lovers in reverse, Gemini energy, Queen of Pentacles, that is Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, Two of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. Bottom of the deck, the Knight of Wands. Actually, sorry, I flip it so I don't flip the other cards because I don't like that. Okay, so let me pull oracles as well. Pile number 2's person, what do they want? What are their desires? What are they wanting from pile number 2 specifically in this connection, Spirit? All right. Rest and karmic relationship. Fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons. Okay, and letting go and loving you. Letting go, loving you. That same thing we were feeling here. So there's a lesson learned here. So what do they want? Well, I feel like this person is wanting, like, they're definitely somebody who likes their own sort of structure, okay? They like their own stability. They like to be grounded. They like to be in control. And so I feel like this person feels like if they were to choose this connection, this would cause too much turbulency in their life. Okay, like they wouldn't be in a position here to maintain some sort of structured, stable, grounded energy here, because this would kind of flip their world upside down if they were to choose this connection. So I feel like this person is in thought. Because again, I still feel like it's fairly new. Like they're in thought here about, what do I do? Like they still want more clarity around, you know, because I don't feel like it's over yet, even though they've pulled away and we see 2 10s here. Like whatever's happened between you guys kind of is over now, but now the new opening here is they have a decision to make here, and they're thinking, well, this would cause a lot of change in my life and a lot of turbulency, but it's like they're pulled away here and reflecting and having to really take a look at this because they're triggered, and this caused a lot of this push-pull energy that they're having to sit with. And this is part of this karmic lesson where they're having to really resolve their triggers and understand themselves and how they show up and what they, you know, how do they go after what it is that they want here. Like Page of Wands, like this person to me feels like they're more of a Queen of Pentacles, you know, somebody who's quite practical, safe, grounded. But I feel like this person doesn't want to just kind of come in fleeting like this Page of Wands. Like Page of Wands burns out and could come in and not really has a whole lot of substance to him. But I don't feel like this person wants to just kind of come in and offer nothing. Yeah, like the Chariots, move forward, like to come in and like actually be successful and know what they're doing, like why they're moving towards you. So I feel like your person is reflecting here and they're really wanting to understand this. So I'm going to pull 3 cards here, kind of as a, what is the future of this connection? Like what's going to happen here between pile 2 and this and their person? What is the future of the connection that we can see here, spirits? Clear and concise message. Thank you so much. What is the future potential of this connection? Passion, chemistry, passionate feeling. Yes, so it's definitely not over here. I wasn't sensing it. Lots of passion. I feel like you guys will come together here because I feel there is very strong chemistry. Although there seems like there's going to have to be a lot of lessons here learned. The golden mirror. Look at this. Self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. Like this passion, I feel like it's going to come and go and come and go. Like, I mean, the passion's always going to be there, but the physical sharing of passion here, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of triggering, Potentially a lot of love bombing here, but the one-sided is like each of you guys need to focus on the one side. Like, this is such a twin flame reading here, and I'm not doing it any justice at all because I'm really tired, if I got to be honest with you. Just because I'm tired. This is getting really late, but I feel like the one-sided is telling you, like, you have to focus on yourself, your spiritual awakening, your own sort of shadow work, you know, and I don't believe that we have to completely clear all of our shadows in order to come into union with our twin and blah, blah, blah. But I feel like the spiritual awakening is one that wakens us up to look at our shadows in order to do a lot of healing so that we can raise the vibration of humanity. And it then less becomes about attaining your twin or what this person's at, okay? Because when you're well on your way to the journey, you just understand that it is really one-sided. It's building yourself up to be the greatest version of yourself spiritually, and that's all that really matters, okay? And this person's going to have to look at their own sort of shadows and triggers. So self-doubt, yes. So this is triggering with the mirror here. It's very twin flame. It's like triggering the traumas and the toxicity within each other and learning about self-love and where we need to find our own self-worth and working with spirits and the divine to find our self-worth, know our self-value, reflect back to our twin, reflect back to us parts that are toxic within ourselves. So we keep triggering each other and doing this karmic sort of loop-de-loop. We trigger again, we come together, we have passion, we trigger each other, we love, we let go, and so on and so forth is the way the journey goes. So it's in a no contact period right now with your person, okay? That's all it is, but I mean, you're always in contact with your twin. You're never separated. This person is reflecting and resting. I think this is much needed. I do feel this person is most likely going to come to you because I feel like this person, the ball is in their court. I feel like they dropped the ball, and I think you're kind of shocked with what's happened here. I don't feel as though you need to move towards this person because I think you need to give this person some space to understand certain things, although they might not understand everything when they come forward, and you might trigger them again, and they might trigger you again, and so on and so forth, okay? So is there potential? Definitely potential, but it's going to be quite the dance of triggers, okay? So hopefully this helped you guys. This does feel like a different reading than the ones I've done as well, so I am glad that I was called to do these readings. I knew there was a reason why, and this feels like a very special connection, and maybe someone needed to understand what they kind of woke up within themselves here, you know? If you're really feeling like this turned your world upside down, this person pulling away in some way, and you've been awakened to something here, then this is certainly your pile. There's an awakening here, and this is a beautiful journey, although a very, 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 very painful process, okay? So bless you. I'm glad you're here. Hopefully you come back, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hello, my most beautiful pile 3. You chose the Starman Tarot and the Tarot of Tales for your pick. Pile 3, I cannot wait to get into your reading. We are looking at, not those cards, we're looking at the person on your mind and you versus them in regards to thoughts, feelings, and what you guys want, to see if you guys are on the same page. So I'm going to say your side's on the left and your person that you came here about's on the right, but do feel free to crisscross energy as you see fit, okay? Meaning your energy could be here and your person could certainly be on the other side. So this reading I was called to do, and I was called to do because I do feel like there might be an important sort of messaging here that you're needing to hear, because both piles were a little different than how I typically feel the energy here in my love reading. So either there's just new viewers, or it's an important sort of message here that someone's needing to hear in their connection. So it's mostly to see, you know, are you guys kind of on the same page? So let's take a look at your thoughts first, okay? So Like I said, I'm going to put you on the left here, but you can certainly be your person. We're asking Spirit for a clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1, Spirits. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, pile 1, for allowing me to tap into your energy and the energy around you at this time. I'm truly blessed. Thank you so much. So these cards are making their first appearance. I mean, I did do the card reveal video, which showed me opening these cards, but I have not used them in a reading yet. So let's take a look. How are you feeling? We have the Six of Pentacles. Wow, look how beautiful this card is. Six of Cups, 2 sixes. Sixes, problem solving, compassion, harmony. Sixes also the Lovers and the Devil in the tarot, reduced. 6 and 6. Okay, 6 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups. Interesting. Bottom of the deck energy, King of Wands. And so we have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. What's going on here? This is going to be for your energy between you and your person and the connection. So, how are you feeling? I feel like you feel a soul tied to this person. Like this person could be your soulmate. You might have known this person from when you were younger in some way, or just feel very connected to them. Very comfortable. They feel like home to you. I feel like there's wanting to give to this person at this moment, and maybe not sure how to give to them. Like, I feel like you want to invest in this person. I feel like you want to give to them, but I feel like there's an uncertainty about how to do it, how to go about it. But I feel like you want to take action, and that's what you want to do. Like you're really thinking about doing this. 9 of Wands. Yeah, but I feel like you haven't done it yet because there's been a guarded energy with 9 of Wands. I feel like there is a history here between you and your person. Okay, for some of you guys, it could be a very long time. Like you could have known this person since childhood, but for others of you guys, it could just be like a connection that's, you know, gone on for a while here that has history. And now you're wanting to take action in giving to this connection, and you might be thinking specifically maybe coming forward with a reconciliation if you and your person are apart, for some of you guys. Okay, but not sure. So you're not sure, how am I going to come back, or how am I going to make peace offering to this person if you guys fell off? I'm feeling very positive energy. I'm not feeling a fall off energy yet, but that's because maybe you guys have been apart for a bit, and maybe this is an on period here, and so now there's a lot of beautiful energy coming through. The only disconnect here is the uncertainty, but I feel the uncertainty is mostly about self. Like, how am I going to do this or pull this off that's going to actually work and get the attention of pile 2 person? Okay, but having the confidence here and some way of knowing what it is you want. Yeah, having a confidence of what you know you want. Like you want to come forward, you want to reconcile, make peace, or just you want to give to this person something or offer something here. Okay, so this is what you're thinking. If that resonates for you, let's look at what your person is thinking right here, right now, Spirit, for pile number 2's person. What are their thoughts? I just got a message too, like maybe this person has historically been the giver, and maybe you feel you owe this person, because I feel like there's an energy here of wanting to give back, or being in a position to give, or wanting to be in a position to now give in some way. So maybe this person was, I don't know, at one point giving. Let's see, Spirit, how is pile number 2's person thinking about this connection right here, right now? What are their thoughts about pile, did I say pile 2, pile 3? What are pile 3's person's thoughts about pile 3? Yeah, pile three's person. Okay, so we have the Sun in reverse, Leo energy, Seven of Swords, and Death in reverse, Scorpio energy. Bottom of the deck is the Eight of Pentacles. So I feel like this person's feelings are hurt. And I feel like this person might be keeping to themselves. I feel like this person is thinking about, definitely thinking about this connection, and I don't feel like this person would admit it to themselves that maybe there is more to this connection that is needing to happen. Like, I feel like this person is kind of in retreat mode from their own selves. It's like they're not seeing. Okay, and I love the sun. Sun for me is a very positive card anytime I pull it here, but really what I'm pulling here is like this person's ego might have got hurt is what I feel, and they might have got hurt by something. So I was picking that up, like maybe you guys are in a period of no contact and maybe you feel like you want to come forward and reconcile, and this person I feel like is in a not seeing energy because I feel they are hurt, so they might be really removed and withdrawn here, but there's a need here of releasing certain things that don't serve within this connection in order for there to be growth and in order for there to be happiness again, or like there to be clarity. But I don't feel like this person's focusing on what needs to transform or change or be let go of in some way here. But the universe is calling for them to work on whatever needs to be worked on here in order for there to be cohesion, in order for things to come together in some way. Queen of Cups in reverse. Yeah, it's like this person, this is what I was feeling. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, is like this person's removed their love, like they're not just not showing up. Maybe they haven't expressed how they feel to you in a while. They haven't shown how they feel. They're like keeping their cards close to their chest. They're kind of hurt here, so they're flying under the radar. And I feel like they might be focused on work, like physical work here, but Spirit's saying like they're supposed to be working on this transformation and acknowledging where they might be in self-sabotage mode of not wanting to see or being enlightened with what's going on in this situation specifically, whether they were right or wrong. It's like they still need to engage in a way rather than just retreat and pull away because their feelings are hurt. Because I feel like their feelings got hurt. That's what I'm picking up intuitively. So let's see what the overall energy here is in this connection. Ice Queen, divorcee, mother, discernment. Yeah, I feel this person is, that's coming from this person. It's like, I don't take the word so much literal as I do mostly energy, but I am feeling the Ice Queen is because I feel like maybe this person, like I said, was giving in some way. And now I'm getting like the opposite of this, like the Queen of Cups, right? Like the Queen of Cups in reverse is what I'm getting here, is like somebody who's withholding love and who's not like being compassionate or showing up here in a way. And maybe they have been a lot in the past, so it's kind of left you missing them or feeling like this person is now cold in some way. Release. Yeah, I feel like this person's withdrew their energy here. Boat, receiving what you need, progression, arriving, moving on, and closure issues. Yeah, it's like the Death in reverse is definitely closure issues because this person hasn't released this connection, but they're needing to come into some sort of awareness. And rather than that, they're just pulled away. So I wonder why you're in such a great mood here and why they're so horrible here. Like, if you're thinking of coming for, like, I don't want to intervene here and tell you what to do, but this is just my own 2 cents. This isn't spirit, it's just what I see. It's like this positive energy coming from you. Then if you're wanting to come intervene here, or to offer reconciliation here or whatever, it's like, I don't know, like I just feel like this person might not be in a place that's going to be receptive to you, and this might cause you pain in some way. or maybe you already know this, or maybe you think it's justified in some way, but it's never justified for somebody to turn cold and ice. And I think this person is understanding that they want to move on and release this connection. So they're being cold and all this, but I feel like underneath all this, like, because Seven of Swords is definitely like just a cover up here, because underneath all this, something else is going on here. So this is like a front here for pain and suffering. And it could be pain and suffering because something's happened in this connection. So these readings are interesting because I don't see any context. So I don't know, like, if I'm even hitting the nail on the head here, but this is what I see. So it's interesting energy. Okay, what am I going to pull? I'm pulling now your feelings. Okay, so pile, if this is you, pile number 1's feelings for their person, the person they came here about. How's pile 1? Why did I say pile 1? Oh my goodness. You guys, I must be like half asleep here. Pile 3. Pile 3's feelings, spirits. What is pile 3 feeling about the person that came here about? What are their feelings? Pile 3. Pile 3's feelings. Okay. We have Queen of Pentacles, Earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Beautiful energy. 10 of Wands. Okay, that's a heavy burden here. And then we have 9 of Pentacles. Very solid energy coming from you. And under that, we have the 7 of Wands. Under that, we have the 4 of Wands. Union, coming together. 7 of Wands, fighting for a come together. I feel like you want to come together with this person. And I'm feeling there's a heaviness here with the 10 of Wands. So I don't know. Maybe you feel very burdened by the fact that maybe you guys have not been together for a while, or just there's a heaviness here that you're feeling. Maybe because of an end, because the 10s always talk about an ending. So if something had ended, it's like you're carrying this burden. And maybe you went from being with them to being single in some way here, because the 9 of Pentacles is someone single and independent and standing on their own. And maybe you don't want to be single, or you don't want to be just on your own here. You want this person involved in some way. But I feel like you've been on your own, like with this Queen of Pentacles, like successful and grounded and practical and capable and able to manage on your own. But then there's a heaviness here as well. And maybe the heaviness is just being apart or not being able to come together. And I don't know, maybe at one point you were fighting for something with this person, like standing your ground about something, fighting over something that you were, you know, like standing your ground about it. And now I feel like you want to fight for this connection or fight to come together. I'm going to pull some oracle cards here. Yeah, I just feel like you're really fired up here about this person and knowing what you want. And I don't know, like I said, maybe if this is flipped around and you're kind of feeling like your person hurt you and you're retreating here, and now they're going through, well, I don't want to confuse you, but I don't know, just flip it the way you see. But I just feel like this person is like really like fired up here. Spirit, can we get pile number 3's feelings, please? Thank you so much. Stabbed in back, heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, shocking attack. I feel you feel pain. 10 of Wands is heavy pain because of separation. You feel heartbroken here, potentially being apart from this person who is Queen of Cups in reverse, the Ice Queen, who might be hurt and not giving love to you because of maybe something you've done or what's happened in the past. Self-care. So you're wanting to come forward because you want to do the best thing for yourself, which I think you're realizing or recognizing while you're fired up here is if you reconcile or come forward with an offering here and give to this connection, it's the best thing for yourself. Like with this self-care, like you're really wanting to do the right thing here for yourself. So maybe you've had time to reflect in some way, or this is how you feel. I mean, I don't know if this is the right thing, but this is how it's coming out. It's like, you know that the best thing for you, or feel like the best thing for you here, is to come forward to work with this person in order to get you out of this heartbreak pain or this like feeling separated from this person. And I do feel this came upon reflection and wanting to really fight for it. But I feel like you have like such a strong energy here of groundedness and security and stableness, and like, I don't know, like maybe you have to build yourself up like completely here before like wanting to engage with this person. It just feels like this is an unshakable type energy here. The only thing that's breaking you here is the pain of being separated from this person, is kind of what I see. So okay, let's take a look then. Pile number 3's person, and what are they feeling? I'm scared to look at this. Oh no. Okay, so I think this person's focused on work, like I said, but let's see. Pile number 3's person, how are they feeling about pile 3, spirits? How's pile number 3's person feeling right here, right now, about pile 3 and the connection? What are their feelings towards pile 3 right now? What are their feelings? Thank you, spirits. Ace of Swords in reverse. I'm being called to do a bridge shuffle here with these. Okay. Ten of Cups and Justice in reverse. 9 of Coins. Interesting. Both of you guys have the 9 of Pentacles here, and under the 9 of Pentacles is the 2 of Pentacles. Okay, so let's pull the oracles. Might as well get them out as well. Pile 3's person's feelings for pile 3. Keys on ring. Many options, decisions, unconventional string along, one night stand. Remember, don't take the words too literal. We're reading energy more than anything with these cards. Endurance. Wow. Okay. What's happening here? I feel like this person feels like they've gone through some sort of battle here, and they're not quite sure whether you're their happiness anymore, if they did at any point, which I feel they did, but they're uncertain about this because what's happened between the two of you guys. They feel something unjust has happened between the two of you guys. Specifically, maybe they get the short end of the deal here. So now this person is single, feeling like they're needing to focus on self here, but there's this 2 of Coins, which is not knowing how to get back on their feet, maybe feeling like focusing on being single and standing on their own is like a heavy energy here, but having to choose to make the decision to be single, like having to put the energy towards this. So I feel like your person is focused on work, is distracting themselves, is keeping themselves in some sort of, distraction, not being honest with themselves about how they're really feeling, because maybe it hurts too much to go in here. And I feel with this endurance, it's like, maybe this person tried for quite some time to maybe engage with you, I feel, or like they're just tired. I'm feeling very tired energy coming from this person, and they might have just gave up. I feel a give up energy, and then whatever they thought was like ideal in this connection with you, like that you guys could come together and create this utopic sort of relationship. I feel like they're no longer seeing that as such, or they're doubting this because of the unjust things that's happened here. This person's also feeling like maybe they didn't matter to you as much here. Like, I know we saw the Ice Queen here, but I feel like that's the Seven of Swords. It's like they're being an Ice Queen here because they feel like you might have strung them along, or like they were just this many option for you. Like, I don't feel like it's the other way around. Although you would think that an Ice Queen would be treating someone like, but I feel like it's the other way around. Like, this person feels like they were just an option to you. And so now they have to be some Ice Queen. Wow. Okay. So this is interesting. So like I said, this certainly can be your energy and your person here who has time to, I don't know, fuck around and find out, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so what are we looking at? We're looking at we'll call this you, what you want. What does pile 3 want then with pile 3's person? What does pile 3 want from the person on their mind? What do they want? Spirit, clear and concise. What are their desires? What do they want with this connection? What do they want specifically with this person on their mind? So we got the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Come out of the cold. 7 of Swords in reverse. Come clean. Apologize. Be honest. And what else? Prince of Swords. Knight of... Is this the Knight? Yeah, Knight of Swords. Yeah, come forward. Communicate. Be honest. 2 of Swords. I feel like what you're wanting... Okay, and what's this one? Queen of Swords. Yeah, Queen of Swords. Okay, so this is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. I think you've had time to think and to be clear about what you want. And I feel like you might have screwed this person over, okay? This is coming through as energy. However, maybe not intentionally, maybe you didn't intentionally, I don't know. But this person felt like an option. And I feel like you're wanting to come straight or come forward. And you're wanting to come out of the cold. You're no longer wanting to be ousted by this person. You're wanting to get back emotions. You're not wanting to feel left out. You're wanting to have a conversation with them. And maybe this is why you had to build up all this energy, is like, this is confrontational type energy, like willing to have the tough discussions and willing to really be honest and talk about truths here. And so I feel like you're at that point because you want to sort of make a decision here, because you can't just walk away without doing this, I say, final step, because it's like the 2 of Swords is where we're idle here, where we can't decide one way or another until we get the final sort of information we're needing in order to choose something here. Like, both swords are truthful in one way, but if we choose one thing, then it closes the door to the other thing. So we have to make a decision here. So I feel like you're sitting here about to make a decision, but you need to know, like, okay, like, however I reacted or whatever's gone down with me and my person, it's like, have I tried apologizing or coming forward and really having an honest discussion here with this person? Because that's what I want to do in order for me then to not have to sit 2 of Swords and actually make a decision here with either moving forward with them or make a decision in my life here. Because if this person doesn't want to work with me, then I have to figure something out here. So I feel like you're wanting to make a decision, but in order to make this decision, you now need to confront this person or have some sort of closure, or come forward with apologizing, or come forward with a reconciliation, or wanting to make peace here with this person. And you could see it clearly now. The Tower. Yeah, it's like you had a tower moment, an epiphany, a realization. Maybe you realize what this person means. Maybe you realize your impact on this person. Maybe it's like a severe shock to your system in some way, and so now you want to take action. It's like very fired up energy here. So that's why it was so fired up. I was feeling, like, because this epiphany is like causing you to act. It's like wanting you, making you feel like you have to act now in your greatest truth and clarity in order to decide something here. Okay. So, and I mean, the something here is, does this person, are they open to working with me if I'm honest and come forward and apologize? But I really want to come out of the cold. I don't want to be, left out of this person's life. Did I pull the oracles? I don't know. I'm such in a weird mood. I'm gonna pull oracle cards here just to see. Okay, what do you want? What does pile 3 want with the person on their mind? Self-indulgence, focus on self-work, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. So this is an interesting card because this is totally the energy I was picking up like previous to what I'm seeing here. It's like you might have been very focused on self. You might have had to do a lot of shadow work in order to come to some sort of tower realization here with the self-appreciation. It's like you had to, yeah, like really do shadow work in order to understand that what it is that's truthful to you. And if you were sabotaging in this connection in some way, it's like, was it because you didn't know your self-worth? Were you doing it on purpose? Or was it just something hidden in your shadow to push someone away here? So you had to learn self-appreciation, but you might have self-indulged. You might have been selfish. You might have been dishonest. You did something unjust with this person. Like there's a lot of this type of an energy. And now you want to come out with the truth. Yes, couldn't write it better myself. Truth. You want to be truthful. You want to come forward. So I feel like this is very good energy. Okay, but, and the big but here is I don't see what happened before. And I have a feeling what happened before is a big karmic thingy that's sitting on your karmic wheel, like heavy, like fuck, is what I feel here. Okay, especially with all this. But I feel like you had to do all of this stuff, okay, and maybe that was the karmic lesson, so I shouldn't judge, but I feel like there's all of this stuff to like bring you up just to come forward to this person, where I feel like this person could have used this apology in a humble way without having to build your empire up in some way here, like yourself. And maybe that's what you wanted, like to have all of this confidence and with that self-indulgence, like everything lined up in some way. And now it's like, okay, now I can go talk to this person. But it's like, this person's already like, screw it. Like pile 3, like they totally done me in for. And I don't, you know, like, I don't know. It still seems like it's, I don't know. Like, I don't know if you're doing it for the best reason here. Like, do you really care that you hurt this person, if I'm reading this right? Okay. And I don't mean to give you heck, but that's kind of what I feel like. I feel like, well, coming from this person's point of view, like you hurt them or you did something unjust to them. And I feel like you did something unjust to them too, because you're coming forward with some sort of reconciliation and trying to find peace here and an apology. So whatever you did, like, are you worthy of this person's love again? Like, I don't know, you know, and I feel like this person is scarred in some way, is really hurt. So I don't know. Okay, so, interesting. I'm gonna see what does your person then want. What does pile 3's person want? What are they hoping to happen here in this connection? What are their desires? What do they want to happen between pile 3 and them? What do they want, spirits? 8 of coins. So this is the work card. 9 of coins. This person wants to build themselves up. Temperance in reverse. Bottom of the deck, the Hermit in reverse. Okay, so Sagittarius energy, Virgo energy. Let me pull some oracles as well here. Cupid's arrow. Have faith, love is coming, surprise, invitation, or meeting, hesitation. Okay. And one more. And this energy is coming through very strong, and it's kind of interesting because a lot of it is energy, like intuitively, that doesn't show up here, but it's just coming down into my mind. Rest. Okay, yeah, what's happening with this person? This person is so removed, okay? Like so removed with the Hermit here. I feel like in reverse because it's very much so removed and pulled back here. And maybe this isn't like this person to be like this, but I think they really got impacted by something unjust here in this situation. So this person's focused on work because what they want is to be the best version of themselves. They want to be independent and build something for themselves. They want to be successful, you know, and maybe this person at some point wasn't sure how to stand on their own or be successful on their own, because they were more involved with trying to work with someone else to find a 10 of cups. But now I feel like this person's like, I'm no longer interested in emotions. I'm interested in like building my practical world here by focusing on my work, building myself up here and removing myself from connections. And I need to heal because I'm sort of broken here. Like I'm not in any position here to work with anyone or show up in any condition because of what's happened to me. But I feel like what Spirit's showing with this Cupid's arrow, it's like what this person felt, for one, I'm getting was real. I feel like this person fell very hard for you, okay? I also feel like this person has no idea that you're coming because I feel like they completely lost hope in you coming forward. So I do feel they will be surprised, but I also feel like Spirit's saying they'll be very hesitant to engage with you in this mode because they're not in an energy that could work with you. Like they're feeling like, yeah, they're just feeling like this thing was imbalanced, but also that they can't show up now pretending as though they can show up and work with you and that things are okay. It's like they're just focused on this. So I feel like they're really removed here and trying to heal themselves from whatever's happened between you and them. What I'm going to pull now is 3 cards, and these 3 cards are just kind of going to show the future potential of this connection. Future potential of the connection between pile 3 and this person. What is the future potential? What's going to happen in the future between pile 3 and this person? Mature woman, socialite, connector, and high society. I want to pull one more. I feel this, I'm getting very heavy like divine feminine energy from this card and from this pile. And with mature, it's like this person's come into their divine feminine understanding of their self-worth. And I don't think that this person is going to lower their boundary or accept anything other than what they deserve here. And mature man, oh my God, both of you guys might have come to your full sort of a lesson. Like, I feel like, yeah, like maybe this was the point where you were supposed to, with divine masculine, I feel here energetically, okay, if that resonates for you, like, yeah, okay, so there, this is the future potential of this connection. Like, I feel like you guys are really coming into your own based on these lessons and understanding the divine masculine, divine feminine role, one that is matured, one that has gone through these lessons in order to show up for self would equate to being then capable of showing up for another. We had 9 of Pentacles here, and we're seeing 9 of Pentacles here. When you're in a 9 of Pentacles, you're able to then work with someone else to a 10 of Pentacles, okay? Because you've done the work to be successful within self and stand on your own and be capable of sort of knowing your self-worth and your value. Coffin, endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, and transition, and forgive. Okay, so what's happening here? I don't know that I like doing these readings so much because I don't see the backstory, and I always have big question marks whether I'm reading it right, but I always obviously err on the side of me just always reading with my intuition, and what I was feeling mostly was the backstory than this story here, and I was so curious about whether it was right or wrong, and this kind of confirms it to me. There's a big backstory here between you and this person, okay? And I feel like something has ended, definitely, but what has ended is all the bad stuff that was supposed to end. I feel the new beginning is something that could happen between you and this person, but there's still free will in this person having to forgive, because I feel like something's happened here that really hurt this person and shook them up, but I do feel they will forgive is what I feel, okay? But I mean, they still have the choice to do it, and the forgiveness will come in time, so they might not forgive right away, but I feel like the final thing here is to forgive. And when this person forgives and you maintain whatever energy, because I feel like you're coming in as somebody who's done all this work on self in order to show up, you know, and this person might have broke here themselves trying to get something to work here, but at the same time, it's like they were meant to break in order to find their self-worth. So I feel like there's 2 people here who had to go through a journey of finding their self-worth in different ways. And when you guys reach the point of maturity, divine masculine, divine feminine, emperor and empress energy, then I feel like there's a forgiveness here and there's a new beginning where you guys make this huge change and grow with each other here. So I do see a future here between you and this person, okay? But it's just, it's one of those like crazy, intense connections that were very topsy-turvy, and people might have seemed like other people were selfish, but I mean, sometimes we can pass judgment and think people are selfish, but it's a much needed lesson in order for them to learn certain parts about themselves, you know. And I mean, I do it too, where we like pass judgment on people, but we don't know what people's struggles are and how they learn. But I feel like this person's intentions are very good, and I feel like this person is really pulled away and hurt now, and I feel like they might be very reluctant to forgive or to trust and hesitant to even communicate. But I mean, you're gonna have to do what you're gonna have to do here. And yeah, I do feel like both of you guys are going to come into a beautiful energy here, you know, and whether this person forgives or whether they don't, and then you kind of go on your own thing here, like you might have to learn to forgive this person if eventually they, yeah, because even this energy isn't matured, you know. Mature is forgiveness. Like mature energy at its full capacity is forgiveness, because that is coming from heart space. So I feel like when we're in full heart space, we forgive, you know, because we can't pass judgment. No matter what it is, we just forgive. But whether we want to engage and take back, that's the question, okay? So maybe you guys could be good friends. But I do feel like there's a match here, okay? So this is what I see, pile number 3. I hope this helped. I hope this made sense for you guys, and I will see you soon. Bye.